Good afternoon, this is Eric Markland with Markland Designs of Atlanta, and today we're going to do a slideshow review of this 2009 Acura TL. The car came to me from Superstar Customs in Lilburn, Georgia after the air ride was installed, and the client wanted to get a system installed to complement the air ride. Starting off with a design, then we went to actually build an enclosure to house a single 10-inch JL Audio 10W7 subwoofer. Once the enclosure was built, the inside was sprayed with bed liner to seal it up and ensure that the enclosure would pretty much last the lifetime of the vehicle. Here you can see different shots of the inside once the bed liner was sprayed. As all the enclosures with Markland Designs, everyone that's built is bed lined for maximum seal. Here you can see the terminal cups used, which are soldered. And then we also use nothing but Stinger OFC speaker wire in all of our installs. Wire ferrules are also used so that the wire does not get damaged and ensures a maximum tight sit inside of the actual terminals. Here's another view of the actual Stinger wiring and wire ferrules made it to the 10W7 subwoofer. Here's a picture of the enclosure, which is a built to spec sealed enclosure with a double layered 3/4 inch MDF. Threaded inserts were used on this enclosure to make the subwoofer to it. That means the subwoofer can be removed and reinstalled as many times as possible without damaging the enclosure. All of the wiring in the vehicle is Stinger OFC wire. You can see all the wire directed and terminated using wire ferrules. All of the wires and RCAs are labeled and directional so that in case it needs to be serviced, anybody can go back behind it and have an easy time identifying which wires go where and in what direction. The client wanted to go with an audio control LC2I to get the signal and adjust for the bass roll off in the vehicle. So I had to create a mount to secure the audio control unit to the vehicle without doing any type of permanent damage to the vehicle. So here you can see an ABS mount that was created and 832 inserts were used. And here is actually secured to the actual vehicle in a factory manner. The audio control unit can be removed as many times as possible without damaging the vehicle. Here you can see the screws that are nested into the threaded inserts in the vehicle. And the audio control unit is powered on and working fine in the factory manner. It can be serviced, like I said, as many times as possible. Moving on to the actual enclosure for the amplifier. Here you can see some of the rough sketches I made trying to come up with actual design that would flow with the vehicle and also appease the customer's demands for what he wanted. Something he did want was to bring some of the aesthetics from the vehicle as far as the coloring into the actual enclosure. Here you can see the casing for the actual amplifier in this process and then how it turned out. Magnets were used to secure the beauty panels. Here you can see some of the acrylic that was used that had magnets pressed into it, and then the pressed grill for the lower section. The lower section grill cloth was covered over the pressed grills for an OEM look, and then once the enclosure was completed, a 1/4-20 bolts were used to actually secure the enclosure into the actual vehicle. Here's one of the beauty panels for the amplifier in its raw form. This is before it was being wrapped. The color was an Arctic pearl, if I'm not mistaken, that was used in the same exterior of the vehicle. Here's one of the inserts for the amp rack. Grill face for the lower section. This piece of acrylic that was painted to match, and here's a finished product with that beautiful pearl white with that flat black, and then you have the lower grill section. Here's a lower section that's going to be covering up the amplifiers, air tanks. The air management system will be upgraded within the next month or two. It's kind of temporary. Here's some of the wire ferrules that were crimped for the sub enclosure. And then here is a beautiful shot of the amplifier with each level of the trim unveiled. So you have the actual amplifier that's bolted in with bolts that's removable and each trim level. Here you can see the finished product. We have a JL 10W7 Anniversary Edition subwoofer in the enclosure, and they have the beauty panel over here. Here's another shot with the lights kind of giving a real nice ambiance of glow. And here we go with the tanks and everything. But a really cool part about it is the actual upper section above the subwoofer. That's a removable panel. When you remove that panel, there's access to a bolt that secures the beauty panel to the vehicle. So in case you need to service it, it's an easy way that's kind of discreet, but does have a dual purpose. So I hope you've enjoyed this, and just leave any comments if you like. And as always, you can follow me on Markland Designs on Instagram and Facebook. Have a blessed day and enjoy.